Heidi from Healing Harvest Homestead, and today I am going to quickly explain how to make calcium powder from eggshells. Now, the calcium that you're going to be yielding from the eggshells is called calcium carbonate. It's a very, very high quality calcium for your body. It helps keep your teeth healthy. It helps keep your bones healthy. You can use it as a daily supplement. You can put it in your smoothies, or as I showed you in another video, which I'll link to, you can use it to make your own healthy remineralizing tooth powder. There's a whole bunch of things you can use the calcium for. But don't throw away your eggshells, because they are 95% calcium carbonate, and the other 5% is made up of other minerals. So eggshells are excellent for your health. If you have your own chickens, if you raise your own chickens like we do, and you know what they're eating, they're exceptionally healthy for you. If you're using store-bought, then just be sure that you're buying the healthiest eggs you can. And if you can support a local farmer and buy your eggs from a farmer who you trust and know, then that's really helpful. So making eggshell calcium takes just a few steps. And I've got pictures here because I did this earlier in the day. So I'm just going to walk through the steps and show pictures of the process. But pretty much what you do is you use your egg like you normally would. You crack open your shell, you rinse out the shell really, really well, and you set it aside. And I like to do about a dozen eggs at a time. And then after you get your shells rinsed, you want to go ahead and put them in some boiling water and let them boil for about 10 minutes. That sterilizes them. That way, if you're going to use your calcium carbonate internally, it's safe to use, okay? After I boil my eggshells, I drain them off and let them, just kind of lay them out on a towel. And then I set my oven to 200 degrees minimum. Sometimes if I'm baking something like this morning, I made a frittata with the eggs that I used. So I had my oven set at about 325. So I just put my eggshells in there with a 325 degree oven, and it worked just fine. But you want it, 200, 300 degrees. Put your eggshells that are sterilized into a flat, like a pie pan in the oven, and you want to let them be in there for about 20 minutes. What that does is that makes sure that they're completely dry and evaporates all of the moisture out of your eggshells. You don't want to make your powder while there's moisture in there. So here are clean eggshells. Actually, they're not clean, they're just rinsed out, and I'm going to be putting them into some boiling water in just a moment for about 10 minutes. So now you want to put your rinsed off eggshells into a pan of hot water, and you're going to boil these at a steady boil for about 10 minutes. This is going to sterilize your eggshells so that you can use the calcium powder internally. Alright, so you want to go ahead and boil your eggshells at a nice steady boil for about 10 minutes. Alrighty, so I just took the eggshells out of the boiling water and gave them a little dry off, and now they're in a shallow pan. And at this point, I'm going to put them into a 200 degree oven for about 20 minutes. And what that's going to do is it's going to completely dry out the shells. The shells are porous, so they've got little holes in them, and you don't want any moisture in these at all. So putting them in the oven is going to get them completely dry. And then after that, you go ahead and you get a handy dandy spice blender like this one. Let me go ahead and unplug this here. And this one's actually dedicated to herbs and supplement use in our home. We have another one just like this. This is my favorite grinder ever, but the other one's for coffee. So I don't use the same spice grinder for coffee as I do with my herbs. And this is just a little Mr. Coffee, very inexpensive. And that's what it looks like. Very finely ground white powder, perfect to use. Looks like I need to grind it a little bit more because I've got some shells, not very many, but And then I have this and I store it in a little mason jar, and I use it to make tooth powder. I use it in smoothies. I use it in other things if we need extra calcium or if I want to use calcium in other ways. I do have an article on my blog where I talk about all of the different ways that you can use calcium powder. I'll link to that below too, so it could, because you might be interested. Anyhow, that is how you can make your very own calcium powder for pretty much free. All right, so instead of going to buy it at the store or supplementing at the store and spending extra money on that, you can make it yourself for nothing, okay? All right, I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe to my channel, please. I'd really appreciate it. I'm Heidi from Healing Harvest Homestead. I hope you'll check out my blog and subscribe. I'll talk with you later.